The green light. I see us on here.
I just got the Discord notification.
I see us on Twitch.
Do you now?
I'm checking to see if I see us on YouTube.
Okay, that's a YouTube. Yeah, we got the YouTubes.
I'm listening to us on YouTube.
All right, sound all right? If we come up, are we all right? Does it sound okay?
Yep.
Okay,
Sounds
good.
all right. My breathing's a little loud. I'll move the mic a little further back.
Yeah? Okay.
My breathing's been a little ragged lately. That's probably why.
Possibly. Ah. Well, hello. Glad you are here.
Roxanne. Just trying to find the tweet now. There it is.
Find it? Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go. All done.
Very good. Very good. All right.
Perfect. Take these off
Got
now.
that? Yeah? Don't need those anymore?
Read them.
Read. What was that?
That was me turning those off so
Oh,
I wouldn't
okay.
die this time during the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Save your energy, sir.
Well, last week they just started buzzing because they were dying. So hopefully we can avoid that this time.
Maybe we'll be all right.
It's a great example, too, when people go, Trey, why do you take your glasses off? Well, look at me right now. That's why. You can't see my beautiful eyes.
People ask me why I take my glasses off. I just remind them that I've seen enough.
It's fair. It's fair. But have you seen Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century?
No, I have not. Have you seen James Bond Jr.?
No, I don't think so.
That's his nephew.
Well, all right then. That's an interesting name choice for his nephew.
Yeah. That's his uncle's name. James Bond Jr.
Dad just
I don't know.
found his brother more successful than himself, but
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure.
at least Young Indiana Jones was about young Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Who was named Indy? Where'd he pick his name? Where'd he get his name?
From the dog.
Very good. Yes.
Yeah.
From the dog. We named the dog Indy.
Indiana. I love those movies.
Yeah. Well, after the Last Crusade, I did.
Yeah.
The
James John.
yeah, the other one I don't know. The
Crystal
Baines.
Skull.
Yeah, Crystal Skull. Yeah, no.
In my head, there's 5 movies, and there's not. And thank goodness there's not.
There will be.
But yeah. But it's because there's that weird mummy sequel movie that my head keeps thinking is a name, James Bond, an Indiana Jones movie.
None of your references are correct tonight, sir.
Like, I'm struggling, okay?
Goodness.
All I can think about on this podcast is how much I'm frustrated with wizards.
Yes, well.
You could probably run an Indiana Jones themed campaign pretty easily.
Oh, yeah.
Going into dungeons, getting around traps, finding treasure, bringing it back to the museum.
Yeah.
Stopping Nazis.
Yeah.
You know.
It wouldn't be hard. It would be hard. Especially if you just like kept it as like, okay, you're going into this jungle to explore.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not about the boss fights.
Right.
It's about the exploration and the solving puzzles. Yes. So everybody's a rogue.
Yes.
And they can subclass or like multi-class, but it's all rogues.
Yes. Every single one.
Yeah. And this one is a rogue ranger.
Okay. We have a storm going on outside.
Yeah, if we suddenly cut out, it's because the power is gone.
Yeah.
But hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're good.
Hopefully the pine tree out there stays upright or whatever they run the wire through to get us power out here.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go away. Yes. All these things are offering such great deals right now.
Yeah, I'm
All
sure.
Everything. Yeah, I have no money. They tend to do that.
Yep, this is the best time.
Yes.
Do you think if you were making an Indiana Jones themed campaign and a player brought a character named Schmindiana Schmones, would you allow it?
Depends on the campaign I'm running.
Yeah.
That's true.
It makes sense. What about Blindiana Blones?
Well, that's just getting silly.
That's the rogue barbarian.
Right. There you go. No, that's a mandatory name.
They call me Blindiana.
You take the first letter of whatever you multi-class into.
Yeah.
So it might be Findiana Foams.
Yeah.
Mindiana Moans.
Well,
yes.
That's a name for a different type of movie.
Yeah, right. You have to be careful what you pick. No magic.
Windiana Wones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The only problem is you're going to have 2 Rindiana Roans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2 blends if you count Blood Hunter.
Nobody counts Blood Hunter.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Good point. What are you, Artificer? Indiana?
Sure.
Ounds?
Yeah. Indiana Ounds. I'll do that.
I feel like there's one I'm forgetting that's really funny, and I'm just not thinking of it.
Oh, we got Windiana Wones. You're going to have 2 of those.
Yeah.
And you got Cindiana Sones.
Yep.
Clindiana Clones.
Yeah.
Well, Cindiana Cones. That's what it would be.
There's Bard as well, so that's another B.
Yeah.
Bendiana Bounds.
Yeah. Boy.
Look, this may sound dumb and may sound like we're just trying to fill time.
Because it is.
Unironically, though, I think it might be fun. Yeah, I'm a rogue cleric, and
Yeah.
I'm just here to make sure the stuff gets back to the museum because the museum is my patron. My God.
Yes. Yes. Well, we figured out. Did we settle it that Willow is a low-level wizard?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because he gets a spell book at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he can start really casting. Doing more than tricks.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he does before, but he has a wand, a very powerful wand.
That's true.
It's given to it.
That's true. All right, well, I think we're...
Are you going to start this thing?
Yeah, I think we're in good enough time to go ahead and start this thing off.
All right.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum D&D podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Rungren.
And we got some stuff to talk about tonight.
Yes.
Still coming off of the uncertainty of the new OGL.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
couldn't hear you, but it was on your side. Okay, glad you got it fixed. Still no mukbang.
Still no bang, yes.
Sorry
Not
about
yet. We covered. We did a week of where we compared the cleric.
Mm-hmm.
We've played 3 classes now, yeah?
Yep.
3 classes.
The Bard, the Cleric, and the
Oh, can't forget the Ranger.
Ranger.
So 4.
So 4, because the Rogue as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
From 5e to 1D&D.
Yeah. Which all have turned out, I think, more stronger, more
Oh,
useful
yeah.
in 1D&D.
For sure.
We've got some other 1D. And we did talk about the OGL. And 2 things I want to point out. The OGL for 3rd edition led to Pathfinder. And 4th edition had no OGL. And we all know what happened to it.
Yep.
So just be careful, guys.
Yep.
I'm scrolling down through here, through the cleric stuff. I'm gonna get to the stuff I want to talk to you about
Okay.
that you don't know nothing about yet. Oh, that's
I'm excited.
get a feat. Oh my gosh. Here we go. All right. Well, one thing, if they've changed, there's not character races anymore.
Right.
They're character species.
Yeah.
Which, all right.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. They're all unique. So, we'll do that. So, I'm going to talk about a couple of the species.
All right.
And I've got it pulled up here. Now, I've got the Ardling here. And you've got an Ardling pulled up from when?
2018.
Okay. See what change they have here. All right, let me get down a little bit.
For anybody real quick, anybody who doesn't know, Ardlings were never actually added to 5th edition. They were just Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah.
They're added now, seems like. One D&D bringing in new races. I'm sorry, new species.
Yeah. Isn't One D&D pretty much just Unearthed Arcana with a survey?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It is.
That's what I thought.
It's the only Unearthed Arcana allowed to be on D&D Beyond now.
Yes. You can still get to Unearthed Arcana, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How do you do that?
So you have to go to the Dungeons & Dragons website by going through Wizards of the Coast, and then you have to find each article individually and download the file because they don't have them sourced online where you can view them. So you have to manually download each one and then hunt through all of the Unearthed Arcana in each one to find what you're looking for.
Yeah, I just pulled mine up. This is good. Yeah, because I clicked the D&D 1 button and yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they still count as humanoid, right?
Right.
All right. Size medium or small.
Okay.
That you choose when you select it.
Right. That's the same as before.
Yeah. Speed 30 feet.
Right.
Lifespan 200 years on average.
The same as before.
Okay. I thought we didn't get lifespans anymore.
I thought so too. I thought they got rid of that with Mordekainen's.
Well, anyway. You have animal ancestry.
Okay.
You're descended from a celestial animal. Choose one of the ancestry types below. And I've got climber, flyer, racer, swimmer.
So how is this different from shifter exactly? I don't have that at all. I have 3 celestial legacies instead.
Okay, so you get more options in this one if you do the Ardling this way. Okay. So you can be a climber, like a bear, cat, lizard, or squirrel, where you have hook claws, sharp nails, or a serpentine tail. You have a climb speed equal to your speed, which a lot of things do now.
How is that different from a shifter exactly?
I don't know. Because these are celestial.
I guess so.
They, once per turn, when you deal damage with your unarmed strike to a target, you can increase the damage to the target by the amount equal to your proficiency bonus.
Okay, that's cool.
You just saw it on.
Yeah, so
once a turn, you can just saw it an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's pretty crazy.
That'll add up.
All I have is, as a bonus action, number times equal to proficiency bonus, which is crazy to realize that was happening already back in 2018. Angelic flight. As a bonus action, you spout spectral wings for a moment and fly a number of feet equal to your speed.
Okay.
And you fall if nothing's holding you aloft at the end of your turn.
Okay, well, see, you can be a flyer, but that's bat, eagle, owl, or raven, and you have vestigial wings. Wings. As a result, when you fall at least 10 feet, you can use your reaction to safely glide downward, taking no damage from the fall.
Oh.
In addition, when you take the jump action, you can flap your wings to gain advantage on that action's ability check.
Okay.
So now we have roll ability checks for jumps?
I guess we do, yeah.
Which I think we should.
Right. It's weird they're added in a new species instead of in their own section.
Yeah, and then change it into... Maybe it talks about jump later on.
Maybe.
Because jump's just your strength.
Yeah.
And half your strength vertically, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a roll. You had
right. You had that.
Yeah. Be a racer. Deer. I love this list. Deer, dog, horse, or triceratops. Because when I think speedy runner, I think triceratops.
What?
When you take the dash action, your speed increases for that action. Okay.
Yeah, that's how dash works. Yeah.
The increase equals 10 times your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so dash before was double your movement speed.
Which I think you still get to double your movement speed, but you're going to add on 10 times your proficiency bonus when you dash.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, and that's really good.
Well, it's going to, later on, it'll be 50 feet, an extra 50 feet.
Yep. Yep. So that's at least 110 feet if you have a base 30
Wow.
when you dash.
That's a good movement.
And if you have that as a monk,
Yeah, that number gets stupid.
then it becomes 170 feet.
Or you can be a swimmer. Where you're crocodile, dolphin, frog, or shark.
Okay, now hold on. I was willing to let Triceratops go.
Really? Yeah?
I shouldn't be, but I was. Crocodiles and sharks don't swim like everything else does.
Okay.
They propel themselves through the water very differently from a frog and a dolphin.
That's true. You can hold your breath for up to an hour at a time, and you have a swim speed equal to your speed. In addition, you have resistance to cold.
Okay.
Right? And you can innately channel minor divine magic. You know the thaumaturgy spell. Which is a cool spell to have.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can replace that spell with a different 0-level spell from the divine list. Okay, there's a lot of swapping out spells.
There is
going on. And it makes me kind of feel like, okay, well, because that was a wizard thing to do.
It was. Yeah, you had all these different schools of magic. So what if you're an Ardling cleric or an Ardling paladin, you have a bunch of more spells just by default. Hey, Will.
Yeah. Now you can choose intelligence, wisdom, or charisma as your spell casting ability for any spell you cast with this trait.
Yeah.
So you'd probably, if you pick that, and then you have proficiency on the perception skill.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Automatically give them perception on that. So it's kind of aided. Now I think now I'm going to do the Dragonborn. So.
I'm really torn on that Ardling so far.
Yeah?
Because on the one hand, it's way stronger than the 2018 Ardling.
That really doesn't feel like anything, yeah.
Right. It's basically replaced the shifter.
I have to dig into shifter, but yeah, I see that.
Because shifter is a bonus action to turn into one of 4 forms. Ardling is just you choose one and you always have that trait.
Yeah.
It's just default. Yeah. So, for instance, if you're a shifter and say you're a fighter or a rogue, you have to choose to give up your bonus action to do something else to be able to shift to fight.
Yeah.
Whereas with an Ardling, you don't have to do that. So why would I take a beast hide shifter to get 1d6 temporary hit points?
We'll find out when they update the shifter trait.
Yeah, I guess so. It just, I don't know. It feels like they've completely eclipsed another species.
Yeah.
I gotta get used to that.
Yes. Why don't you just call them bards?
Yeah.
Because they do. Anyway. Okay, so the Dragonborn.
All right. I love Dragonborn.
All right. So it counts as a humanoid creature type.
Yeah.
Size medium.
Okay.
Speed 30.
Okay.
80 years on average lifespan.
Okay, see, they got rid of that. So I don't know what the Dragonborn is now because Mordecai just got rid of the Dragonborn's lifespan on here.
Okay.
That's the thing we just recently, as of 2022, stopped doing, wizards.
Right. This seems the same. Your lineage stems from a dragon progenitor.
Okay.
Progenitor. Choose the kind of dragon. So you pick your, black, blue, brass, bronze, copper, gold, green, red, silver, white, and you'll get the damage type from that.
Yep. I have that exact same list.
Yes. It affects your breath weapon and damage resistance, as well as the look of your draconic flight.
Okay. Hold on a second. Draconic flight, did you say? That's
Yeah. We'll probably have to clear that up here in a second.
Okay.
Might have to clear that up. All right. So breath weapon.
I don't have that, Chad.
When you take the attack action on your turn, you can place one of your attacks with an exhalation of magical energy in either a 15-foot cone or a 30-foot line.
Okay, hold on. Hold on now.
That is 5 feet wide. So 15-foot cone. So these guys are a 5 foot wide 30-foot line.
Also, I don't want to skip past this. One of your attacks.
Yeah, you replace it. You do it.
It's not just,
you take it.
Hey, this is all you get to do this turn.
Yeah.
One of your attacks becomes the breath weapon.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
And saving throw. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw against a DC equal to 8, plus your Constitution modifier.
Yeah, plus your prof, right?
Yeah, plus your proficiency. Exactly right.
Yeah.
On fails, the creature still takes 1d10 damage.
Yeah, it's a
On
pain.
a fail save.
But see, you don't get anything.
You still take half damage on a
Yeah.
fail save for this.
Yeah, 2d6
Or
damage.
successful save.
But that's pretty great because again, if you're a monk dragonborn or a rogue dragonborn or a fighter dragonborn,
throw it in there.
yeah, that's before it was, hey, this is my turn now.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's no, I just get to do that.
And it goes up by 1d10. It starts out at 1d10
Okay.
and goes up by 1d10 at 5th.
Wait, 1d10?
Yes.
Mine's 2d6. Then
Yeah.
3d6 at 6, 4d6 at 11th, 5d6 at 16th.
Okay. So 1d10. At 5th level is 2d10. 11th is 3. And 17th is 4.
All
You
right.
can use this breath weapon a number of times equal to your proficiency
Okay.
bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. So players are way more powerful now.
Yeah.
That's a huge change.
Yeah. You have resistance to the damage type determined by your whatever dragon you picked, right?
Yeah. Bacon's great.
You have dark vision to 60 feet.
Okay, that's new.
When you reach 5th level, you learn how to channel the magical energy of your draconic ancestry to give yourself temporary flight.
Okay.
As a bonus, at 5th level, so as a bonus action, you sprout spectral wings on your back that last for 10 minutes or until you're incapacitated, or you retract the wings as a bonus action. During that time, your fly speed equals your speed. Your wings appear to be made of the energy used by the breath weapon. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
Okay. Dragonborn is just the best fighter class now. Or best fighter species.
Yeah.
It's the best monk species now, too. Well, Tabaxi might still overcome it, but just, yeah, that's really strong.
Yeah. Well, at least for 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah. But 10 minutes in combat is an eternity.
Forever.
Also, I should clarify, specific Dragonborns do have dark vision before anybody's like, 5e Dragonborn has dark vision. No. Draken blood Dragonborns do. Gem Dragonborns, Chromatic Dragonborns, Metallic Dragonborns do not.
Hold
Clarify.
on. First of all, Will. All right. I haven't had any bacon. Don't be rubbing that in. And second of all, Roxanne, that's rude. And you know it is. And we'll just point it out.
Also, the Gem Dragons had Gem Flight. We've covered those in Strixhaven. And Gem Flight is only for a minute.
Yeah.
And is a bonus action you can't do again until you finish a long rest.
So Gem Flight is pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's not outrageous. Truly,
Right.
truly outrageous.
And that was a game changer. Yeah. No, I got what you were doing there. Jim is her name. No, it was already a huge buff to Dragonborn to have that option.
Yeah.
To now just, hey, for 10 minutes I have wings.
Right. With a fly speed equal to my speed.
Yeah, all right. Dragonborn Monk just jumped up the list.
I think so. All right. Goliath. I'm going to talk about the Goliath now.
Yeah, let's move into Goliath.
All right, which still counts as a humanoid.
Yeah.
And even though it's 7 to 8 foot tall, it's medium. Speed 35 feet. Lifespan 80 years on average.
Okay, I have a lifespan again because this is an older one.
Okay.
So I have a lifespan here,
All right.
which is about the same.
Okay.
It's a century, so it's about 20 years more, but even then, that's on average.
Okay.
Wait, your speed's 35? My speed's just 30.
No, it's 35.
Wow, that's pretty good.
My Goliaths are better.
Also, what is your size?
Medium.
So is mine. Okay.
Yeah. You were descended from giants, and so choose one of the following benefits. A supernatural boon from your ancestry. You can
Okay.
use the chosen benefit a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. And I've got quite a list here because I got Clouds Jaunt, Fires Burn, Frost Chill, Hills Tumble, Stones Endurance, Storms Thunder.
I don't have any of that.
Okay. So Clouds Jaunt is if you're descended from a cloud giant.
Right. Of course.
Right.
That makes sense.
So it's a bonus action. You magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Let's
Misty
give a
Step.
giant barbarian Misty Step.
Yep. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Fires burn. You want to guess what giant that comes from?
Fire giant.
Nope. Yes, it does.
Of course.
Yeah. When you hit a target with an attack roll, you can deal damage to it. You can also deal 1d10 fire damage to that target.
Okay.
And you just can't.
Yeah.
Every time.
All right.
As long as you deal damage. Why wouldn't I do that?
So in other words, the fire giant is now the fire myrmidon.
Yeah.
Yep, I get that.
Yeah.
Every time I swing, I just have it.
I want to do that and I want to have a Goliath that just like uses with the whip 1d4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's 14 points a day. Anyway. Frost Chill. Yeah, Frost Giant. Imagine that.
Makes sense.
When you hit a target with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can deal 1d6 cold damage to that target and reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
a monk or fighter that's got multiple attacks.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm going to hit this one, and I'm going to reduce its speed, and then I'm going to hit this one, and I'm going to reduce his speed.
So if you sentinel it and then beat the crap out of it, you start backing it up.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hills Tumble.
That's a hill giant.
Yeah. When you hit a large or smaller creature with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can knock that target prone.
What's the save?
No. When you hit a large or smaller creature with an attack roll and deal damage, you can knock that target prone.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no save. You just can.
You need a feat for that normally.
No. You just can.
Yeah, okay.
Prone. Stone's Endurance from the Stone Giant. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to roll a d12.
Yeah.
Add your Constitution modifier to the number rolled and reduce the damage by that number.
Okay.
Yeah. Just when you take damage.
Yeah. So I had that as an option. It's the only one out of all of them I had. But I had that.
Okay. Storm's Thunder. Okay, they're starting to lose me. Not with this, but my eyes went down the page a little bit. Storm's Thunder from the Storm Giant. When you take damage from a creature within 60 feet of you, you can use your reaction to deal 1d8 thunder damage to that creature. You can use your reaction once a turn.
Yeah.
So once a turn, yeah, something's going to pay for hitting me just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, this is where I don't know how I feel about this. Large form. Starting at 5th level, you gain the ability to supernaturally grow. As a bonus action, you change your size to large provided you're in a big enough space. This transformation lasts for 10 minutes or until you end it as a bonus action. During that duration, you have advantage on strength check. Your speed increases by 10 feet. And once you use it, can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
Oh. So that's a 4th level spell.
Yeah.
Did you just get
At 5th level for free.
for free?
That you can you only got one spell slot. You only need one to take a nap. Get some good rest.
Look, I am sorry that I don't have more comments to make on this chat, but these are too strong. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, because I know from a player perspective looking at this is really cool, right? Look at all this cool different stuff I get to choose from. All these classes are really good. Or I'm sorry, all these species are really good. But here's the kicker. They all have to be like that, or none of them can be.
Yeah.
And this is way too strong.
Well, I also have powerful build.
Oh boy, we're not done yet. Okay.
So I have advantage on any saving throw I make to end the grapple condition. I also count as one size larger when determining the carrying capacity and weight. Push drag.
Yeah, and I can become large and then become gargantuan for the sake of, or gigantic for the sake of
huge, right?
Huge. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, huge for the sake of carrying things.
Oh man, for 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, kind of like a Namekian. Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Okay, I need a second.
This is a lot. I mean, that's a lot of stuff just to get from your species.
Yeah.
A lot of A lot of supernatural stuff.
That's not even counting your backgrounds give you feats now. Your backgrounds give you spells now.
Right?
The new power that we've seen in classes. This is like, when we were talking about classes and how strong they were, and then we were talking about backgrounds and how strong they were, it was under the understanding that species would be the same, unchanged at their power level.
Yeah.
They have drastically changed species power level from 5e races.
Yeah.
It is a considerable jump. And it may not seem like much, again, for people that are looking at this from the outside looking in going, well, it doesn't seem that bad. I mean, they only get to take one of those things that was mentioned from their ancestry. Yeah, but they're also getting a background that gives them a feat that means at level 1, they can do that thing. And they have a feat that gives them the powers of a feat at level 1, whether that's Skulker for stealth, for that Dragonborn's able to stealth up to somebody and Dragon Breath them. Whether that's, you just go down the line, Slasher for the Goliath, and it's got, hey, yeah, I just do extra damage now. Or, hey, I'm in the middle of it, and if they hit me, I do a D8 back to them, and I have Slasher, so if I crit, they just die. Like,
well, just the Hill Giant one, I'm thinking, with a fighter with that,
yeah,
you got your extra action. You do damage on it first from their prone.
Yep.
And then you got advantage.
Yep.
You can, yeah. Ugh.
They're too strong. And again, I don't mean to be the buzzkill here going, hey.
Well, we did talk about power creep in this game.
We did. Because
in 5th edition, if you go and get all the free rules and just play out of the free rules.
Yeah.
Characters are going to be a little OP.
Yeah. It's fairly balanced, but they're going to be a little strong.
Yeah. They can die, but yeah, they will. They're a little OP. Yeah. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. These, as I'm reading them as a DM, I'm like, well, I'm going to change a little bit.
Yeah.
If somebody picks this, I'm going to think about that in the battlefield.
It's also a lot for a player to have to remember.
Yeah.
It's, hey, before it was, I have 3 attacks a turn. I have these weapons to choose from. I have these special abilities to use. And when I take a feat, I chose that feat. I know what that feat's giving me. When I level up, I get one new thing I can do.
Welcome back.
But this is, hey, my species has 3 different things that I get from it. Some of which I get more of when I level up.
Yeah.
My background has stuff that I need to remember from it. My class has stuff that I need to remember from it. That's not even counting spells that I need to remember.
And this has happened, I think, all through D&D. The human sometimes a useful character because you can be something that nobody else can.
Right.
Or like this, you can be any class you want to be. So why be a human?
Yeah.
You can't,
5e tried to balance it out by giving variant human where you can take an extra feat. But even then, like, why would I ever not be a Goliath? Why would I ever not be a Goliath? No, if I'm playing a physical fighter, barbarian, monk, Dragonborn monk is actually a really strong contender. But anything that I'm going to be in their face, why would I not be a Goliath? I can make myself huge. Yeah. Or I can make myself large.
Yeah. They've got we got some new feats in here. And what they done with this is they made.
You might meet someone. That's true. I might meet someone named David. That's a good point.
Excellent.
Hadn't considered that.
You increase one ability score. So the ability score is now a feat.
Right.
That you can't take till 4th level. It's a prerequisite. It's so weird. Yes, we're opening everything up. Prerequisites. I don't know. Moving on. And you can. It is repeatable.
Yep.
But that counts as your feat. The epic boon of fate that you have to be a 20th level mage or priest group. So you have to be some kind of caster. Caster, okay. When another creature you can see within 60 feet of you makes a D20 test, you can roll a D10 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty to the D20 roll.
Okay.
Once you use the benefit, you can take a short or long rest.
Yeah. So that's 20th level. That makes sense.
Level. That's a pretty powerful thing.
Very strong.
Very strong, but it is 20th level, right? Mm-hmm. Epic Boon of Spell Recall, which once again, you got to be 20th level.
I can guess. This is you get spell slots back. I'm going to guess 6th level or lower.
You can cast any spell you have prepared without expending a spell slot, provided the spell is 5th level or lower.
Okay.
Then you got to take a rest.
Yeah.
So very
that's
close.
reasonable.
Yeah.
That's reasonable to me.
And then 20th level Priest can get Epic Boon of True Sight. So just have True Sight to 60 feet.
Okay.
You're not hiding from them.
That's very strong, but it's 20th level.
Yeah. Now we're getting some more little changes. A little more specific.
Okay.
Okay. Now I think we've gone over what they're like some of the terms they're using, like the ability check.
Yeah.
It kind of goes into that. So I'm going to go straight to the new version of the aid spell.
Okay.
Okay. So it's 2nd level abjuration spell,
Mm-hmm.
divine magic.
Right.
Right. It's an action. It's 30 feet. Yeah, it calls for verbal, semantic, and material components. It's instant. Okay.
Okay.
Your spell bolsters creatures, filling them with resolve. Choose up to 6 creatures within range. Each target gains 5 temporary hit points. When you cast a spell
Okay.
using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the number of temporary hit points increases by 5 for each spell slot above 2nd.
Okay.
Yes, quite different.
Yeah. So double the number of creatures of what I currently have access to with aid. And instead it's temporary hit points in 1D&D as compared to just being HP.
Yeah.
Because your hit point it's technically temporary, I guess, but your hit point maximum goes up in 5e and your health increases by 5.
Okay.
But after the fight's over, your maximum comes back down and you lose it. So I guess temporary does make sense in that regard.
Yeah, but you can heal those back up to that maximum.
Right.
You can't.
These.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's a weird change.
Yeah. I'm kind of like it. One thing I am really liking out of this is I like the spell list.
Yeah.
The arcane spells draw on the ambient magic of the multiverse, bards, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. Harnesses magic, as do artificers.
Makes sense.
I'll do that. I do kind of like that. It puts it all in one big long list.
Of course it does.
Yeah. They're still keeping like the school of magic.
Yeah.
Like it gives out, that
What school it is.
yeah, transmutation, necromancy, all that.
Yeah.
Doing that. We talked about armor training.
Right.
Let's see. There was another one down here.
I apologize for my sinuses, chat.
Okay, the attack action. I don't think this has changed, right? When you take the attack action, you can make one attack with a weapon or an unarmed strike.
Right.
You can equip or unequip one weapon before or after each attack you make as part of this action. That's different.
That's new.
Even if the attack is with an unarmed strike. So
Can we start doing that for my character for the current campaign we're running? Then my character has like 7 weapons.
Well, I realize that that does because
Yeah, I'm not immune to poison or sinuses.
well, what it does, the way we do it, you're not going to be able to stow and draw.
Yeah.
Right then.
Yeah.
But a lot of times y'all just drop the weapon and then draw
Right.
the other one. But oh man, I don't know.
It's very strong.
Yeah. When you don't, I can cut you with this sword, grab another one, and change out. I'm going to hit you. Each time I hit you, it's going to be with a different weapon.
Yep, different weapon type.
Yes.
This one's blunt, this one's pierce, this one's slash. Or bludgeoning, I guess, not blunt.
If you move, I think they're just trying to clear this up a little bit. If
Okay.
you move on your turn, you can use some or all of that movement to move between the attacks
Right.
of this action. Yeah. If you ever fit such as extra attack, gives you more than one attack.
You
as part of the
double
attack
faded.
action. Nobody's immune. Attack rolls 1 of 3 types. There's one of the 3 types of D20 tests.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Banishment. This ought to be interesting.
Okay.
This wasn't used.
Let me pull up banishment.
Okay. This is a new version. This is interesting. Because banishment is a 4th level abjuration spell.
Right.
That's arcane and divine.
Okay.
So it falls under both categories.
Right.
All right. It calls for verbal, somatic, and material.
Right.
Which you got to have an item distasteful to the target.
Yeah, that's in 5th edition
Yeah.
too, but most
Yeah.
people just ignore that.
Yeah. Concentration for a minute.
Yep.
You attempt to send one creature that you can see within range to another plane of existence. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be transported into a harmless demiplane for the duration. The target can willingly fail the save.
Okay.
While in the demiplane, the target is incapacitated. At the end of each of its turns, the target can repeat the save, ending the spell on itself on a success. When the spell ends on the target, it reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied. If the spell lasts on the target for 1 minute and the target is an aberration, a celestial, an elemental, a fae, or a fiend, the target doesn't return. Instead, transported to a random location on a plane associated with its creature type.
Oh.
At higher levels, when you cast a spell slot using a 5th level or higher, you can target one additional creature for each slot level above 4th.
So that's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
In 5th edition, Banishment, you don't get a save afterwards. If you fail the saving throw, you're banished.
Banished for a minute, yeah?
Right. It's a full minute regardless, unless for whatever reason the caster is forced to drop concentration.
Right.
Or the caster dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Banished to the Shadow Realm. Right. And in this situation, yes, it is a harmless demiplane still, unless they're not native to that plane of existence, in which case they go to their home plane. And if the spell is completed, they stay there. Target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space. If the space is occupied. Otherwise, the target doesn't return. So now it's just specific enemy types don't come back.
Yeah.
But they have the chance to save for it every single turn.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I think
Quite
that
a
balances banishment pretty well, actually.
Yeah. It's there's quite a few more differences about it than I gave it on first
Yeah.
glance looking through this. All right. Now a different version of the bark skin spell.
Okay.
Right.
What if you use that on someone else? If they're not willing, they still have to make the save. But if they are not one of those types in 1D&D, then they just come back at the end of a minute.
Yeah, they'll come back to your plane.
If they're native to this plane in 5e, or to the plane that you're playing on, then they'll come back at the end of a minute.
Yeah. Okay. So bark skin, 2nd level transmutation from the primal list.
Okay.
Bonus action, touch, verbal.
Wait, bonus action?
Yeah, casting time is a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Down from an action?
Yeah.
Okay. Range touch, component, verbal, somatic, material. You got to have a handful of bark.
Yep.
And it lasts for up to an hour with concentration.
Yeah.
Okay. You touch one willing creature to protect it with regenerating bark until the spell ends.
Okay.
Target skin assumes a bark-like appearance at the start of each target's turn. The target gains a number of temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier, plus your proficiency bonus. At higher levels, when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you can target one additional willing creature for each slot above 12. So the way I'm reading that, if you cast it higher up, you try to give it to the whole group, all you got to do is touch one of them.
Did you say each slot above 12?
I'm sorry. Each one of a second.
Oh,
Sorry, I
okay.
said 12.
It's like, wait, what? 12th level magic?
I got some new spells to go over here in a minute.
No, so that's a pretty big change too, because Barkskin in 5th edition is you touch one creature, and they have to be willing,
Yeah.
and then until the spell ends, duration of an hour, their AC can't be less than 16. So temporary hit points, and you can affect more creatures with it. That's pretty great.
Yeah, at the end of a target turn, you regenerate.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
So, also, because it is touch, but when you cast it, you can target one additional willing creature. Now, you can touch yourself.
Yep. Get
So,
the whole party.
Yeah.
That's really strong.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than, hey, your AC can't be less than 16.
Let me go back up here. We've gone over some of this.
Because, like, that's your whole action to bring somebody's AC to 16, when realistically, most people in the party at 2nd level probably have an AC of close to 16 already.
Yeah. And some of this is just kind of semantics to me. Like,
Yeah.
Taking the dash action allows you to make a bonus move during the turn.
Sure. I guess they're rewording that because now you don't have like walk speed, fly speed. You just have a speed.
Okay.
And it all falls under movement. But yeah, I understand. It is just semantics, really.
Okay. Now, this is a little bit different.
Okay.
If you are dazed, you have the dazed condition.
Right.
Your character gets a dazed condition. You have limited activity. You can move or take one action on your turn, but not both. You also can't take a bonus action or reaction.
Okay, dazed is not a condition in 5e. I thought it was.
Yeah.
So read that
Now
again
it
for
is.
me. I'm sorry.
Dazed condition. While dazed, you experience the following effect. You can limited activity. You can move or take one action on your turn, but not both.
Oh.
You also can't take a bonus action or a reaction.
Oh. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so you get moved in the head. They changed this up too.
Okay.
If a difficult terrain, every foot of movement in that space costs one extra foot. No, I read it wrong. For example, moving through 5 feet through difficult terrain costs 10 feet of movement.
Right.
Difficult terrain isn't cumulative. Either a space is difficult terrain or it isn't.
Right. You don't have difficult terrain, second level difficult terrain.
Right. So all this counts for it will be difficult terrain.
Okay.
A space is difficult terrain for a creature if the space contains any of the following. A creature that isn't tiny.
Okay.
Furniture that is small or larger.
All right.
Heavy snow, heavy undergrowth, ice. Liquid that's between shin and waist deep. Any deeper you need to swim. Narrow opening that is sized for creature one size smaller.
Shin deep?
Yeah, that's what it says. Between shin and waist deep.
Okay.
A pit or another gap of 2 to 5 feet. Rubble. 2 to 5 feet. Hold on.
2 to 5 feet's big.
It is pretty big, but a Goliath would step over that. That's going to be...
That just doesn't feel like that should be difficult terrain then for Goliath.
Yeah, but it would be obviously for a halfling.
Yeah.
You know.
Hmm.
Pit or rubble slope of 20 degrees or more.
Okay.
Which, like, again, in my mind, okay, but dwarves shouldn't suffer that.
I agree.
They should have a little bit more.
Yeah. And anything that has like a tabaxi probably shouldn't struggle with that either. A thief with second story work, that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Interesting.
Just a few of the wording they use.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Interesting.
Then they define divine spells. Divine spell draws on the power of the gods and
Makes
the outer
sense.
planes and the outer planes.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay. So that means Warlock is not going to be arcane? Warlock's going to be divine? Or Warlock's going to have a choice between?
No, I think warlocks still count as arcane. They didn't think about that when they did the sentence.
Yeah, because Outer Planes means...
Yeah.
Outer Planes includes the Far Realms.
Yeah.
Which is where the Great Old One is.
Right. And they say clerics and paladins harnesses magic.
Yeah.
So they've limited it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I think that was worded poorly. Also, the one thing I don't love about this change to Divine, because I do think splitting up the spells is a good idea, because it gives a lot better access to most classes. But the one thing I don't love about that is it gets rid of the cleric and the paladin that follow the code as compared to a god, which wasn't in 5e anyway.
Right.
But it was in 3.5. And it was really cool, this idea of, hey, the paladin still has faith. The cleric still has faith. They just have faith in this code of laws that's been passed down.
Yeah.
As compared to a god. And that faith in the code is so strong that it manifests powers just like a faith in a god. Yeah. And you lose that completely. We go into, now it's just divine magic.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in 5e anyway, so.
Yeah. And for what they're doing, I like the spells being this way over having a class spell list.
100%. 100%. Especially because, like, if I'm playing a paladin and you're playing a cleric, we can compare notes.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have the same versions of those spells.
Right.
as compared to, hey, I'm a ranger using bark skin and I'm a druid using bark skin.
Well, also it's like now now you see the reason why it almost seems like it built a reason for a wizard to kind of look down on a warlock and be like, no, you didn't earn this,
Right.
Yeah,
But
100%. Before. Now they changed exhaustion.
Okay.
All right. While exhausted, known in older books as exhaustion,
Yeah.
you experience the following effects. Levels of exhaustion. The condition is cumulative. Each time you receive it, you gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
You die if your exhaustion level exceeds 10.
Okay.
So it went up quite a bit, right?
Yeah, that's a lot more. That's double.
Yeah. I thought it was 6 levels of exhaustion.
I think you're right. I think it was 6.
It was. Okay.
5 is you're gonna die next, or was you're gonna die next. Now it's not.
So it says. So okay. For D20 rolls affected, when you make a D20 test, you subtract your exhaustion level from the D20 roll.
Oh.
Your spell save DCs, you subtract your exhaustion level from the spell save DC of any spell you cast.
Yeah, that sucks way more than most of it.
And finishing a long rest removes 1 level of exhaustion.
Good. That makes exhaustion mean something.
Yeah. So like, okay, I got to stop and sleep.
I've got 4 stacks of exhaustion right now. That means I have to -4 to all my rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sleep. Now I only have to -3. And that -3 means something.
Yeah.
Because now at least it wasn't -4.
Right. Well, I think we've talked a while back. We've talked before about how 5e kind of Yes, they have +1 weapons.
Right.
But that bonus, like that +1 bonus, everything was advantage and disadvantage.
Yeah.
And that +1 did make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Expertise reads the same to me. You double your proficiency.
Yeah.
And that, or was that's right. Double your proficiency. We went over grappled, and they put it back in here, so I don't know that.
Yeah.
Let's go over the new version of guidance.
Oh, sorry. Well, the normal version of exhaustion that we have right now is 6 levels, and each level becomes significantly worse, with the 6th one being you just die.
Yeah.
But it's, hey, you have disadvantage on these rolls. Your movement speed is halved. And that stuff matters, but you can get around that. Whereas a flat number reduction, that's going to hurt all the time.
Yeah. All right, guidance.
Yep, let's talk guidance.
Which is a divination spell, cantrip.
Right.
Which they say zero level now.
Right.
Okay. A divine and primal.
Okay.
It's a reaction. You cast it as a reaction.
It's an action in 5e.
Yeah. Which you take in response to you or an ally within 10 feet of you failing an ability check.
Okay.
Right? 10-foot range, verbal, somatic, instantaneous.
Oh, you mean me right now with the yawning. Yeah, I have 2 stacks of exhaustion, apparently.
Right. You channel magical insight to the creature who failed an ability check. The creature can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the check, potentially turning as a success.
Okay.
That's kind of weird. It's like I can wait and see the roll.
Yeah, that's very different from here.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, though.
Yeah.
Because it makes your reaction...
Yeah. More useful in a way.
It does.
But wasn't guidance... You could just cast it?
Yeah, and for a full minute, you just have a d4. You can use it before you roll. You can use it after you roll.
It's a lot more proactive this way.
Yeah, I like it.
To keep on top of it. Okay. The help action. Okay?
Okay.
So when you take the help action, you can choose to do one of the following.
Right.
Choose one of your skill proficiencies and one ally who can see or hear you. You give advantage to the next ability check the ally makes with the chosen skill.
Okay.
The benefit expires if the ally doesn't use it before the start of your next turn.
That's the way we use help right now.
Right. To give this assistance, you must be near enough to the ally to assist verbally or physically.
Okay.
When the ally makes a check, the DM has final say on whether your assistance is possible. Okay, but they've separated out assist attack roll. You momentarily distract an enemy within 5 feet of you. granting advantage to the next text roll by one of your allies against the enemy. This benefit
Okay.
expires at the end of the next turn.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they kind of reword a little bit. All right, it's got to be 5 feet from you.
Do we still have flanking?
They haven't said anything about it.
Because that might be the new variant of flanking. And if they remove flanking to give advantage, then a lot of my complaints about how strong the species are goes away.
Not really.
Well, for me, what I see most often in parties is people will like partner up to make sure everybody gets flanking on enemies.
Yeah.
And advantage is so strong.
True.
And so if people don't have the ability to get advantage without giving up their turn, then hey, stuff I can do all my turn doesn't matter as much to me. But we'll see. If flanking's still in it, then it's just
Yeah.
hey, I can do 4 attacks. Two of them are a breath weapon, and I have advantage on all of those.
Yeah. Heroic inspiration. When you have heroic inspiration, also called inspiration,
Why both?
I don't know. You can expend it to give yourself advantage on a D20 test. So
Okay.
it's not reroll a die.
You just have advantage.
Yeah, you got to pick it before.
Yeah.
You decide to use it. All right. You decide to
Makes
do
sense.
No, you decide to do so immediately after rolling the D20.
Oh, so you just roll another d20.
Yeah.
Take the highest.
A player gains. Well, I think we talked about this before. A player gains heroic inspiration if the character rolls a 1 on a D20 test. That
Right.
1 must be on the D20 used for the test total, not on the D20 was rerolled or discarded. This heroic inspiration represents a character's resolve to do better after fumbling an attempt.
Right. And humans give them for finishing a long rest.
Right. Do that. I think if you don't have one, if you crit the other way, on a 20, you should get one as well. Then.
I agree. I think that would be a way that I would house rule it, I think.
Yeah. Because you did so good that, like, yes.
Yeah, you're inspired to do so again.
And then, of course, at the end of the session, the DM can always reward it at time. But you
Right.
only have one.
Right.
This seems a little more clarified. While hidden, you experience the following effects, where hidden is a condition.
Okay.
You're concealed. You aren't affected by any effect that requires this target to see. Surprise. If you are hidden when you roll initiative, you have advantage on the roll.
Okay.
You get that right off the bat. You get advantage on initiative rolls.
No surprise round.
Right.
Just advantage on initiative.
Yes. Attacks affected. Attack rolls against you have disadvantage, and your attack rolls have advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, we talked about the rogue. Cunning action hide.
Yeah. Advantage.
Sneak attack.
And in the condition ends on you immediately after any of the following occurrences. You make a sound louder than a whisper. An enemy finds you. You make an attack roll. You cast a spell with a verbal component. Or you aren't heavily obscured or behind any cover.
Okay.
So I've cleared that up a little bit.
Yeah. People can no longer try to hide in open plain sight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm small. No, you're not behind anything.
Yeah, you're not behind anything. Though the cunning action hide attack. Cunning action hide attack.
Yeah.
You got the terrain, that's a huge advantage.
Yep. Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm really torn on this. And this last hour has not changed my torn on this. I was way more positive on 1D&D before I found out how strong the races are going to be. The species, I'm sorry, are going to be.
Yeah.
Because that sounds great from a player perspective, right? I got a bunch of cool new stuff to do. How am I going to balance around that?
Okay. Now this seems pretty good. Okay. Incapacitated, they give it as a condition, right?
Okay.
That's a condition. So when you're incapacitated, you experience the following effects. Inactive. You can't take actions or reactions.
Okay, makes sense.
Right. Somebody's going, oh, I could still bonus action then. No. No concentration. Your concentration is broken.
Right.
You can't speak. You're speechless. This doesn't make sense to me. If you are incapacitated when you roll initiative, you have disadvantage on that roll.
Why?
Why are you rolling initiative? You're incapacitated.
Right. Why?
Yeah, you wouldn't roll until you got up.
And then you're freed, and now you
Yeah.
join the combat.
Anyway, yes.
No, Roxanne, dying can be permanent in D&D, but depending on if there's a cleric in the party or if the party has access to a priest somewhere nearby or a cleric
Somebody
that
has to
can
resurrect or
yeah, true resurrection or even just revivify.
Yeah.
If you can get there fast enough, you can bring somebody back pretty quick. And even if they fully die, there are still ways to get their souls back. It's just a long, arduous process. So normally it's easier to just roll a new character.
Now this one, the D&D one has an influence action.
Okay.
Do we have that in 5e?
I don't think so. Let me double check, but I don't think so.
Maybe we do.
No, not that I can see.
So that's what I'm thinking. It's like you roll. I think we would roll deception.
Yeah.
You know, if it was really elaborate, maybe performance, something like that.
Right.
All right. So the new influence action. So with the influence action, you can try to influence another creature to do one thing or course of action that you request or demand. The action can be used only. The action can be used only on creatures controlled by the DM, and it isn't mind control. It can't force a creature to do something that is counter to or to the creature's alignment or that is otherwise repugnant to that creature. The action has 3 main parts. Right. Thank you.
My heart.
Yeah, no, the duck always.
My heart, Roxanne.
Attitude, interaction, and a charisma check.
Okay.
So you got to look at the attitude. So it could be indifferent. As the default action for DM controlled creatures, it might help or might hinder depending on what the country sees as most beneficial.
Right.
Creatures indifferent doesn't necessarily make it standoffish or disinterested. Indifferent creatures might be polite and genial, surly and irritable, or anything in between. A successful charisma check is usually necessary when the adventurers try to influence an indifferent creature to do something. Now, if it's friendly, it wants to help, and it wishes for them to succeed.
Yeah.
And it'll do for actions that are no particular risk, effort, or cost. It'll do them.
You may have to send it again, Roxanne. There is a brief delay before Nightbot can give the same command again.
Okay. Our chat is really rude about our bacon. Something.
They just like to watch the bacon burn.
It's terrible. Friendly creatures often help happily with the charisma check succeeding automatically. If there's an element of personal risk, or a successful charisma check is usually required, or they can be outright hostile, to where it opposes you and your goals, but doesn't necessarily attack you on sight. Which I think that's a little change. Hostile creatures usually attack you on sight.
Yeah, they did.
I think so. Adventurers need to succeed on one or more charisma checks to convince a hostile creature to do anything on the party's behalf. However, the DM might determine that the hostile creature is so ill disposed towards a charisma check that no charisma check can sway it. In which case, the first check fails automatically, and no further influence checks attempts can be made on the creature unless its attitude shifts.
Okay. I think that's more clarified than persuade, deceive.
Yeah.
But it's very strange. No, well, yours was fine because yours went through first. But yours went through, and then an automated message went through, and then Roxanne tried it. And so if Roxanne did it now, it'd probably be fine. But there is that slight delay before it can do it again.
Spam burning bacon.
That's right. You got to be able to save the bacon somehow.
Aha. Here's one. They do have a thing for the invisible.
Okay.
If you're invisible, that counts a condition. You are unseeable, so you aren't affected by any effect that causes the target to be seen. Any equipment can't be seen. Anything you're wearing. Surprise. If you're invisible and you roll initiative, you have advantage. With burning bacon.
I need to get a burning bacon emote to go with the other ones.
All right. Attacks affected. Attack rolls against you have disadvantage. Your attack rolls have advantage.
Okay.
Because you can somehow see you with, if they have blind sight.
Yeah.
You don't gain the benefit against that creature.
Makes sense.
Yeah. A little clarification there. The jump action.
Okay.
With the jump action, you attempt to leap more than 5 feet. A jump of 5 feet or less is treated as difficult terrain. When you take this action, your speed must be greater than 0, and you must make a DC 10 strength check, acrobatics, or athletics. If you don't move at least 10 feet immediately before the action, you have disadvantage on the check.
Okay.
On a failed check, you leap 5 feet horizontally or vertical. On a successful check, and this is where it gets way different, the check's total determines the distance in feet that you can clear horizontally, or half that total if jumping vertically, round down.
Okay.
The jump does not expend your movement, but the distance you clear cannot exceed your speed.
Okay. I understand that.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of gymnastics to get there, but I understand that.
Yeah. There's a chance of failure. There's a chance it might make it now. Instead
Right.
of just looking at a gap or something.
You're still jumping at least 5 feet.
Yeah.
You're at least getting 5 feet.
Yeah.
But that may be drastically lower than what you need.
Right. Get there. And you can, like I said, you can use your acrobatics or athletics. And it's just a DC 10 strength check.
That is going to be really easy to fix up at higher levels. You're going to make that no problem.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a reward for leveling stuff up, but
Yeah.
you can get your stats up, then you're good. I will look into emotes this weekend, chat. I'm supposed to be recording all the Game of the Year stuff this weekend, but I will also attempt to look into emotes. What else you got that's changed, Kiss?
Yeah, we're about right there. Because like I said, I think a lot of this is clarification, like the light weapon. You take the attack action. If you have a light hand, in the other hand, you can do an extra attack.
Right.
If you don't add your bonuses, right?
Right.
That seems to stay the same.
I like all of the rules changes so far for the most part.
Yeah.
I like the classes so far. I'm just not sold on the races. The species. Sorry. I'm working on it. I'm working on changing the way my brain uses that word.
Okay, this is a little bit different too.
Okay.
You can take the magic action. You cast a spell that has a casting time of an action. Or you can use a feature or a magic item that requires a magic action to be activated.
I feel like this is needlessly complicating things.
Yeah. So if you cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 minute, you must take the magic action on each turn of that casting.
Okay. Why not just say, hey, for the next minute of in-game time, I'm casting this. It's your turn, you're still casting? All right, cool.
Yeah, I guess to technically put it in the round.
I guess so.
Yes.
Look, if I'm trying to teach a new player, I don't need to then have to tell them, so you have to declare you're taking the magic action, cast your spell.
By the way, a primal spell comes from the forces of nature and the inner planes.
Okay,
So that does make the outer planes, when you're talking about divine magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I got some questions.
Yeah, so if that means that includes Spelljammer, that includes
Well, I mean, if
the Astral Sea,
yeah, there's some stuff in the outer plane. I'm just gonna say that.
that includes the Lady of Pain, sorry. Lady of Plains, that's a different lady.
Okay, I got one.
D&D complicated? No.
No. Well, it's kind of funny because 5th edition is definitely the easiest edition.
Oh, yeah.
All the D&D, by far.
Yeah.
Right?
They're making it more complicated.
They are
again.
making it more complicated. But yeah, it's the stuff that they're picking. It's like, okay, why are you doing that?
Yeah. Why do we need to change the way ability check is used or dice check is used?
Right. Okay, we're going to go over one more spell.
Stupid
okay?
DC.
We're going to go over Prayer of Healing,
Okay.
which is just a divine spell.
Right.
Right.
Makes
Second
sense.
level, Abjuration. It does take 10 minutes to cast. So you will have to take the magic action.
10 turns.
No,
No.
That's 1 minute. You're going to have to take 100 turns.
Yeah, 100 turns
Yeah.
if you're casting it in combat.
Oh my
my gosh.
Instantaneous. You utter an extended prayer of restoration. Choose a number of willing creatures equal to your spell casting ability modifier. Minimum 1. Each of those creatures who remains within range of the spell's entire casting gains the benefit of a short rest. Gains the benefit of a short rest. There's so much stuff. There's a lot of these things we're talking about. Yeah, you get that back on a short rest.
Yep.
And now you can get it back in 10 minutes. You have a
That's a second level spell, right?
Yeah. Each of the creatures remains within gains the benefit of short rest and also regains 2d8 hit points. And
That's all my breath weapons are back.
But a creature can't be affected by this spell again until it finishes a long rest. So that's how they knock that out. But
that's still really good, though.
You'll be a cleric in the group. Hey, we're going to take a 10-minute rest. I'm going to pray for us.
Yep.
And everybody's going to get the benefit of the short rest. Some stuff won't come back because it's a long rest only. But a lot of stuff is, you need to take a short rest.
All my proficiency bonus-based stuff is back.
Yeah, when you cast this spell using a spell slot, a third level or higher, the healing increases by 1d8 for each slot above second.
Okay. Yeah. So that's drastically different from Prayer of Healing right now, which is up to 6 creatures of your choice you can see within range, regain 2d8 plus your spellcasting mod. So you start out with less people you can cast it for, because it's based on your spellcasting mod. But eventually, you can get that up to 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
If you just pump that number.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It does give you pause about thinking when to use this.
Yeah.
So everybody who gets the ability back. Have you used yours yet?
Right.
Can we make it another round without a heal?
Yeah.
For the group? Oh, look at that.
Man.
Yes.
I walked into tonight's episode going, yeah, 1D&D, it's a little strong, but, it's manageable. To now going, man, 1D&D is real strong.
Yeah.
I wish I had a monster stat block. I really do.
Well, resistance is in here. They've changed it kind of like guidance. It's a reaction.
Yeah.
To anybody 10 feet in front of you, and you give them that D4. Roll to the save potential, which is weird. And then spiritual weapon, which is a spell. If we have a cleric palette, if the spiritual weapon can be cast,
it's going to be cast.
It's going to be cast a lot of times. So I did say one more. Sorry, I want to catch these last two. Spiritual weapons. We've seen a lot.
Yeah.
Second level evocation, bonus action casting, range 60 feet, concentrate for a minute, verbal somatic. You create a floating spectral force that resembles a weapon of your choice that lasts for the duration. The force appears within range in a space of your choice, and you can immediately make one melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the force. On a hit, the target takes force damage equal 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. As a bonus action on your later turns, you can move the force up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against any creature within 5 feet of it. When you cast this spell using a spell of third level higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for every spell slot level above second.
Okay. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah. It's I'm saying you start somebody upcast. I can't think of anybody having a reason to upcast spiritual weapon or wanting to before.
Yeah.
But now it's a high level cleric.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna upcast this. Have quite a smack on on
just every turn.
I call. Yeah.
Every turn.
I will stop there. There is a couple other things, but it's picky, minuscule, nitpicky.
Man.
Like they're changing up quite a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
And to go back in, because some of this deals with the the cleric we made.
Yeah.
In this, and the spell list.
Yeah, it's way stronger.
Yeah. Casting these new spells, these new ways.
I'm floored right now. It's such a difference in strength that on the surface it doesn't look like. Then in comparison when you're actually playing it, it's going to be insanely strong comparatively.
Yeah. Well, like the breath weapon Dragonborn.
Yeah.
You got to cut. If you've got 3 proficiency levels, you can.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the ones you get back on a short or long rest.
That's on a short. So prayer healing would give it back to you.
Yeah, you'd be ready for it in 10 minutes again.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. D&D's about to change.
It is. Like I said, yeah. Like I said, all these are big enough where I'm like, yeah, that changes how I need to run it.
Yep, 100%.
Right.
100%.
We better call this.
And I don't know if it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that way before today.
Yeah, we'll keep going into it. We'll keep going into it.
Yeah.
Like power creep's a real thing.
Uh-huh. And we'll see what the next year brings. There'll be a lot more 1D&D stuff, I'm sure, coming out. Man, players real strong.
Yeah. Right now it does make me think of, because a spell, even from a lower mid-level group, right? Can a spell at the wrong time or right time, however you want to look at it, completely change
Yeah.
an encounter or a camp session or campaign, right?
Yeah.
You can do that. I don't know. And there's more on the DM side to keep in mind.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of Goliath do you have?
Right.
What kind of Goliath are you dealing
Yeah,
with?
what can they do every battle, basically,
Yeah.
every combat?
Yeah. Do you have a hill giant that can just, well, if you send them in there, every attack they get, they're going to knock something prone as long as they hit it.
Can this Goliath Misty Step whenever he wants, basically?
Goliath mission stuff is terrifying.
Goliath Paladin Misty Step twice.
Yeah.
Twice every fight.
Yeah. Can I, I'm an 8 foot tall, barbarian. Can I reappear right behind this guy right here?
Yep.
Oh man. Very tough.
It's real strong.
Very tough. Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow with building. I'm going to build the Crossbow next one. Hopefully finish it. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll be back Monday with Immo Mondays.
Absolutely.
Playing some more Lotro. We'll be back
True.
Tuesday with a regular Tuesday podcast. Next Wednesday with another Rundgren assignment.
Trying well. I'm
And
going
then-
fast as I can.
Next Thursday, we're going to cover something probably D&D related.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry if I just seem completely out of it. I don't know what to say right now.
Yeah.
It's from a DM perspective, I am so beyond floored. Mukbang, no. Maybe. Anything else you want to say before we close?
Yeah, what will we have for a mukbang? What will we be eating?
Heroes Feast.
Okay. D&D. Okay. As soon as we can find somebody to cast Heroes Feast for us, we will be having a mukbang.
That's right. One day.
No, I'm kind of like you. I'm out of that's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot to take in. Needs to be D&D related. Okay.
For now.
I'm not eating just rations for a whole show. I'll put you there.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
All right.
Well, until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rundgren.
We've been the Full Spectrum D&D podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. The D&D
See most of y'all next year.
has to offer. I forgot the mouse
got
was
it.
over here.